Out here at Stonehenge. It's an honor to see this with you, Mom.
Oh, my pleasure too.
Wow.
Stop today. If you head up onto the bank there, the sun will break through and you get some lovely photos through the stones there, and it's a little bit more completed there.
So I'm Zach Arch, and this is Stonehenge. Look at this. How incredible is this? Have you ever seen anything like it? And how is this made? It's so cool.
We're here. We did it. Sunrise.
What's your first reaction to Stonehenge?
Wow. So cool.
Still absorbing it, but this is definitely something that you got to see in your life.
Here we are at Stonehenge. It's very impressive. It's a World Heritage Site, like the Giant's Causeway in Ireland. It's 2,500 BC. Can be traced back to its origins. It is just very impressive, the scale of it, and the stones, and there's an energy.
Said that this is 2,500 BC, I believe. Ancient astronaut theory says yes. It's incredible. Wow.
So he said the sun's going to come, you see the solstice stone.
So here we are at Stonehenge. This is the coolest thing ever.
One of the first questions I always ask when I bring people into the centre of the circle is who's...
It was me.
It was him, I knew that already. Known circles in the world that you could have gone and seen. The Göbekli Tepe. It's actually not the biggest also, that's in this country, and it's so big it has a village inside it, and it has the only pub inside a stone circle in the world, a chapel, there's a church just outside, yeah, anything that makes you think. So really design, engineering, mathematics. And we think they may have been wiped out by a plague, and that's why the story of Göbekli Tepe stops here.
Right.
And then these guys touched on it already, saying that when we were in. Yeah. So this one was actually on the site up there, and it's yeah. It's I can tell you it actually works because you can actually see the iron in it. So just look for the. So that's your building stone.
Even the ceiling.
That's your building stone, and that's your
the temperatures.
mystical stone. Astounded that these blue stones are just sitting here. Right. They probably didn't know these guys put them here. Right. Rocks to start with in 8,000 BC. Day cycle. But they are looking at the sun as well.
You can see the sun peeking through this stone here.
And then the top of jump. Most of the roads, these are pagans. That's the summer solstice stone. So you can see the sun starting to come through now. On the 21st of June, to tell the seasons. Some of So we've got some environmental lists and everything here. I was telling you through. And that's why I flew to Göbekli Tepe to
Right.
instantly find out if they had anything coming back this way, which they did.
Right.
And that's how we get the link. So the first stone circle was 8,000 BC. 5,000 years later,
Right.
their descendants are building a stone circle here. But that's where it stops. Some DNA on those guys.
Right.
We found 2 cousins buried in 2 different graves, but their DNA does not match these guys. Found traces of Black Death.
Oh, the clear.
Really? So we got burial mounds from all sorts of different.
Right.
And then these guys come in 500 years later or 300 years later.
Right.
They find the stones standing here. They realise the mound just here, which has been flattened, was here before 3000 BC. They're in here, so we need that stone to be, that circle to be complete to stop, in case we get any bad spirits coming through. The rest of the year, we have to meditate. There's different ways of meditating, and some of them are myth, and some of them are legend, and some of them are true. The legend one is that you catch a crow or some bird from the crow family in your hand, meditate, and you can talk to your ancestors through the crow. Very British. And you can see that in not Lord of the Rings. Do that.
Right.
We can't go back into time.
Right.
Although I joke about it with my cameras. Right, Heelstone disappeared, and of course the Trilithon fell for the winter solstice, but we can still make it out because we know we've got one standing. Joined in together with the jigsaw puzzle pieces. So they're also being pushed out. Shoulder,
Yep.
beak out, wandering around. The ice is melting. So the forests are slowly growing. So actually most of the land, they wander into Western Europe. They start roots of grass coming through. And the hunter-gatherers are following them. And we know about 3 tribes very specifically because one...
And then you can click, like if you click on Death's face, that'll be clear. If you click on this, that'll be
Okay. Okay.
6,000. The Earth actually makes most of the waves because we move that way.
Keep walking.
No, they were sailing a little bit, not well, but they were sailing. And I reckon that they could have actually pulled the stones around on rafts, on waterways, on rivers, as long as they're flowing in the right direction. Maybe even around the coastline. Don't know.
And some of the stones, like what is the heaviest stone at Stonehenge? Do you know?
Yeah, that 29 tonner I told you.
Yeah.
So the Trilithon where the one had fallen over, the one was up with the pin on top of it.
Yeah.
That weighs 29 tons. But the blue stones that come from this direction, they don't weigh much more than maybe 13, 14 tons, something like that. So still quite a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Not Sarsen stone weight.
Right.
Of Stonehenge in a nutshell. I've really kind of condensed it down, so you can do more research on vibrations, and I don't know if they're drinking mead or they're drinking alcohol. Yeah, and that's what happens here. And even before I start touching it, I get goosebumps straight away. You see the goosebumps coming out? Just feel it, and it's like rubbing your head on a balloon sticking to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So that's the energy of the stone. So if you're talking about magic powers and you're talking about the energy of the stones and hugging stones, these are the stones you want to hug. Whenever I see people hugging these big ones,
Right.
you have to remember, no, they're Sarsen stones. They have quartzes in them, you know, there's their silicon.
Right. And the composition of this that causes the magnetism.
It's the iron.
The iron.
It's just the iron. And then on top of that was 70% water.
Right.
So we are naturally going to be connected to the earth.
Right.
And we're all carbon.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, the odds of us existing, but yeah, so that's all it is. You're going to have a go now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yo, for sure.
Russian guy, he went mental.
Oh my god, I bet.
Yeah, he went mental. Yeah, he was like, oh, we like
It feels like
It's like-
you rubbed a balloon.
Yeah.
it's static.
Yeah.
Stonehenge 1. There's 56 of these running all the way around, just inside the henge, and this is Stonehenge 1 from 3000 BC. Underneath each one of these caps, and the reason we put these caps in is because there's human, criminal, and female. On top of that, we were able to extract DNA. When we dug down into the DNA, and we dug deep, 0.01 something% of their DNA wasn't on our European match list. modern day Syria, which means these people's great granddads were from the Fertile Crescent, because they get the bad spirits out. We have hinges. The hinges have to be complete though, and you can see there's gaps going. There's an ordinary hole here. So one over there. And then we're asked to see the word station stone and the distance from that one. So that one is 5. We have a rectangle that is 5 by 12. You know your Pythagorean? Divide that into a triangle and you have a 12 by 13 by 5 triangle, which means you can make a perfect circle. They found that by accident. Pythagoras is born 2,000 years later.
Right.
That technology wasn't given to them. That is also a lunation triangle. A lunation triangle allows you to predict the 28-day cycle of the moon. It still works today. We actually use these positions to work out the moon phases.
Right.
Just walking through it, popping it out, and it's the same there. Do you remember it took 30 days to do each one of these stones? This is the age process. It probably took about 20 years to do.
Right.
They're going to rub out that marking,
Right.
but they're not going to rub out the station stones.
Right.
That's why they've done it with the station stones. But it's only after they realised. So we think it was happenstance that they found the Pythagorean.
Right.
But
Wow.
if you look at the start,
Isn't that light the light? This light.
oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Produced, and then you can carry on with your hunter gathering.
Right.
So that's the first reason, and the second reason is it's freaking cold here. And if you are a farmer,
Right.
that's the pathway that we match with Durrington's path.
Okay.
And how we knew they were both the same. Now, this is your entrance way into the stone circle. Controver's family's estate dies in the First World War, all parcels and sold off at auction. Cecil Chubb comes to the auction to buy tables and chairs for his wife, gets to the auction and finds a foreign buyer is buying this plot, so he tries to outbid him, and it goes from 5. Do one photograph with you guys. I'm just trying to speed you up a bit. So have you, young lady, in that side, that one, just stand where we're all waiting. This guy bridging up here. Used to meet here from the 1600s right through to the 1800s here, and we've seen the Masonic Lodge symbols.
Yeah.
So we've kept pagan religion alive in this country. Now you can take pictures. So here is a dagger from the Bronze Age. Here we have an axe head from the Bronze Age, and here we have about 32 arrowheads, all from the Bronze Age. And we only find those 3 symbols on this stone and that stone over there. We don't find the 3 symbols together anywhere else. So that's pretty cool.
That's extremely cool.
We have graffiti, as you saw. Ooh.
This one, a lot of famous things.
That was so cool!
Time.
Do you want a picture of the kid with the whole thing?
Sure.
Temple for them. Remember the hunter-gatherers and farmers, because we found the Arab bones and the boar bones. Right. So we know they're farmers and hunter-gatherers together. Big families with nice atmosphere down there, with blue branches, big rumour down there, but this is starting to flood with happy diamonds off. These stone circle builders transition from Belgium, they go through Holland, and then up into Germany and Denmark, and as the English honey roast beef. guys just to stand here. Vibrations, and I don't know if they're drinking mead or they're drinking alcohol, but they're having a party and then they go. And then they come back and smoke. So that's why of Stonehenge in a nutshell. I've really kind of condensed it down, so you can do more research. Massive temple just for the bluestones, and it's a big engineering feat because they are absolutely astounded that these bluestones are just sitting here. They probably didn't know these guys put them here.
Right.